Hello and welcome to TechLine. Today we're looking at Shiratsuyu. Now Shiratsuyu is the tier 7 destroyer on the Japanese gunboat line. And is the last ship where it really represents the torpedoes and then goes to the gunboats. Now, without a military contributor, 5% to credits, 55 to ship XP, 65 to commander, and with a clan, 100% to free XP. So, not bad. Armor-wise, 16mm and 10mm, so very lightly armored. Survivability-wise, spec'd into it, and with survivability and all the skills, 15,250. Yeah, really average and slightly on the low side. Artillery-wise, she gets basically 5 120s. Yeah, 5 127s. And they have a 7.5 reload, 30-second turn time, so they're very on the slow side. If you're going to use your guns, you've got to you've got to know the op ahead of time to really make these guns work. Because you're not going to go back and forth. 90-meter max dispersion, 10-kilometer range. You really don't need to have the increased range, but I would recommend getting the increased range because you're going to need it for ops. Max damage for the HE, 2150, 9% of fire, 21 millimeters armor penetration. AP max damage 2200. Velocity on the same for both shells, 915. 10-kilometer max range. The torpedoes are what really set her apart. She gets 8 torp tubes, 4 in each set, 10-kilometer range with a max damage, I don't usually run the upgraded torps also to save time, so mine only do 16,000. But if you're regrinding this line to the Haro, you want to make it as quick as possible. So cutting corners. So I prefer to stay with the stock torpedoes. Now they have a 62 knots, depth charges, 8 bombs and a bomb load, 2 charges, 4,600 max damage, 40-second reload time. Not bad, assuming you can hit the sub. AA doesn't have much for AA. 425 millimeters, 8 dual barreled, 25 millimeters, and then her 3 25mm type 60s. So, not much. Maneuverability, she's also on the slow side at 34 knots, 560 turning circles, so pretty tight. 2.5 rudder shifts, fully spec'd into it. Concealment, 5.8, very respectable. Now, and very competitive. Now for consumables, or equipment, main armaments, 1, engine room protection, torp tubes modification 1, and steering gears. Now, the reason I don't take that extra range is that it's really you only gain a kilometer of range, and you're gaining 7 meters to your dispersion, so it's not much. You can afford to lose it. It's not a huge deal because your torpedoes are really, and like, you're only gaining 3 knots and basically 1,000 more damage. So you can basically skip these 2 upgrades, go for the hull, and then onto the Akatsuki. Basically, that's all you have to do. Now, you have the choice between smoke and reload booster. Reload booster. Always take reload booster because that's the skill of this ship, is using the reload booster. If you're not taking the reload booster on the Shiratsuyu, you're running the ship wrong. I'm sorry to be blunt, but you're running the ship wrong if you don't. Now, camo-wise, this is what it would look like. It's the normal kind of camo, but I have a mod station camo, which gives mine a little bit more flair. Now, for the commander build, preventative maintenance, last stand, survivability expert, concealment, and adrenaline rush. Now, once I get like another 5 points, swift fish and fill the tubes easily. And then after that, it's pretty much like whatever you want to do. probably I would go with Superintendent, Fill the Tubes, and Swift Fish, since this is a pure torpedo build. That's what you would want to put on a Shiratsuyu if you had 21 point captain just laying around. But let's get into the replay, and we'll show you how the Shiratsuyu does it. Sorry. Hello, and welcome to WOW's Operation Replays, and this is the Shiratsuyu review. Now, Shiratsuyu is the Tier 8 or Tier 7 tech ship for the alternative line. Now, I'm divvied up with some friends, so I have a Raptor, Atlantico, Odin, Inacio, Harlem, Gokasa, and a Shiratsuyu. And we're on my favorite map. So we're going to be doing some really, funny stuff.
This is the base commander. We expect the
now, this was actually the first video of my Twitch stream that I did for the month of May. And you can imagine I was ecstatic when, there's the first map that popped up, because I have an 800 booster, and this is my daily. So, it was a good map and a good day. And when you get that kind of map and that kind of good luck, you know it's going to be a good day. And I'm going for the DDs, ducking and dodging like I usually do.
The ship is on fire.
And I'm not using my fires just DCPing it, because I want to try to use the smoke to my advantage.
Problem solved, sir.
Because once that DD goes down, I go dark, except I get a fire, which becomes very aggravating. The good news is that it does help my adrenaline rush go up. And I am a full Torp build on this ship. Well, I think I'm missing like one skill, which is like the speed one, but mostly Torp build. So I get increased Torp reload now, which will come in handy very much.
Get back.
They're telling the Gokasa to get back. I don't know why he pushed out there like that. I really don't.
Engine boost activated.
Now, pop my reload booster, and I drop torps on practically everything. I'm not worrying about the, getting, the damage stacking, because these are Japanese torpedoes. These do almost a little over 16,000, so it's not like it's going to be a huge, oh my god. So that was only 2 torps, and that New Mexico went down.
Enemy battleship destroyed.
I think I messed up on that, New York, because I didn't leave him with much health. I only did put 1 torp on it, that's right. I'm trying to get a fire, but I'm not getting any luck. And I don't have a smoke screen, so I'm literally having to use. And my smoke is basically that I was using just ran out. So it's very scary. And then I'll move into my secondary position like I usually do. Our CV wasn't that having that much luck, though. I think he was a new guy.
Engine boost deactivated. Torpedoes to starboard.
Because you see that
Torpedoes,
drop of the
dead ahead.
torps? Yeah, he got like one torp on it. But it spread out in such a weird way.
We've destroyed an enemy battleship.
And you see Ricky just steals that kill, even though my torps were literally right there. So that was, you know, it was irritating.
I owe you
It was
one.
irritating. He does that. You can imagine when I'm playing with Devil and Cap, I do that or someone else does that. Well, it's kind of tedious and very like arg kind of feeling. Well, that and you look at his health. He usually doesn't take that much, but he lost like half his health. Which for an Atlantico, especially at this stage, is very unfortunate. Now I am practically within detection range, so I'm like dropping torps and just trying to get away. And I go undetected, fortunately. I have seen some things on people not liking the new sounds, and after hearing them, I'm not really I can deal with them. They sound kind of cool, but I'm just not like completely sold on them, I guess is what I'm saying.
Enemy cruiser sunk.
It's interesting. That was literally right on the Citadel, but I could not hit it.
Enemy cruiser sunk.
And I'm up to 4 kills, 10 torps, 115,000. And I played like really aggressively this match. Like in a Japanese ship that doesn't have guns and it's a pure torp build. So I've only got one reel of boost drive, so I've got to use it, you know, sparing. I've got to use it at the right time. And there's the other 2 cruisers. They usually spawn at a different, you know, a map, like, time or something, but they just didn't, it was just different this time, I guess. And I'm at a 70-second torp reload now, which isn't bad. I just gotta stay out of detection range of these guys. But I mean, 15,000, not bad. I could have shot and got that kill, but I decided, you know, the Odin just beats me to it.
Warship commanders.
It's whatever. But I see that, you know, my torps are almost reloaded, and I know where the first wave started.
Is finished, and the transport aircraft leave base Rohan. Provide gunfire support for attack aircraft.
And playing a DD like this and being very aggressive, you'll usually top the top 3 at minimum. If you can get a ton of damage on that first wave, and then kill the Omahas,
An enemy aircraft
and
carrier
hopefully be on top of the first wave,
Destroy her.
there's no reason you wouldn't be first in a DD. Like, this is one of my favorite maps for a DD. The other one being Defensive Newport. Because typically the teams aren't aggressive enough on those ops, so they don't, so the DDs can really do what they were born to do. And really what a DD should have been able to do on the old killer Defensive Newport. But it was a lot harder then. Because half the DD torps were well within your detection, so it was hard. I mean, I think on the old Defensive Newport, I think I only did it maybe like once or twice. It was pretty rare. I mostly would go with cruisers, I think, on that one. Or I would just avoid that whole op altogether. That was honestly bad. I didn't think I'd even get a torp on in this, because most of my torps had missed. And I was thinking, okay, I'm not going to get any torps, but I managed to get one torp on it. And I mean, it's basically broadside, and I'm not even getting the Citadel, so it's like, how? But you see, he just barely undershoots me. Usually, if that was other DDs, I probably would have taken a lot of damage.
Attention. We intercepted enemy communications. A group of enemy destroyers have been sent to disrupt our repair base. Do not allow them to capture the repair base.
I originally was gonna let Ricky, you know, do this on his own, because it's Atlantico secondaries. I thought he could handle it. I was gonna go for this wave down here, but I decided, like midship, okay, let's give him some support. Plus, the DD was in my detection, and there's a sim, so it's like I have to defend myself. And you see that the sim shells are coming in on me. Ricky picks up that, so that helps me. So I just have to get away from the sims. I decided at this point that there's no way I'm going to make it to that third wave. And just to go after this DD and head for the third wave, which I know where it's going to spawn.
Mission is finished. Our repair base is no longer in danger.
I got 81 seconds on my torp reload. I'm up to 166k. And I mean, they're just having a hard time getting that Cleveland down. They really are.
Aircraft carrier Raptor destroyed.
And, like, it's going to take a while to get that Cleveland down, and I know they're not going to get it. And I wish our Ignacio had been over to, you know, there, but he for some reason stayed over here. So I don't really know. And it's the Missouri that's the last target, which has 87,000 health. Now, the Dallas kills our Atlantico, so we don't...
Engine boost
and the odds of them
activated.
killing that Cleveland is pretty slim. So the only chance we really have to get destroyed two ships attacked by aerodrones is to kill that Missouri. And we know the Ignacio can't do it.
Battle ends in 5 minutes.
I'm the only ship that's in the vicinity to actually do it. And I gotta get within 10k, because I want to drop all these torps and kill them. Like, you gotta get just that right amount, or select the right target. And I'm in the radar range, which is unfortunate. And I drop it ahead, like one on and one ahead. And I do drop my reload booster. And I'm basically evading 5 ships. And just ducking and dodging. Oh, you're probably like, oh, that Missouri's gonna go down. I do kill the DD and I pick up Ray.
We've sunk an enemy destroyer.
23,000. So that was about, you know, 60,000 on that Missouri. And I have another set of reload. And I know all the Raiders been spent. So I just gotta get within range to drop that and stay alive long enough to drop that last set. Because they couldn't get the Cleveland. And this is our only chance to get that medal. Or that reward. Or the star. I'm at the 240,000. And Benson's gonna be right on top of me in a bit. So it's basically, there's no way I'm escaping this. So I put everything and I make a precise drop. Because I'm only gonna get one shot left. And with that kind of fire, I'm not escaping.
Problem solved, sir.
Secondaries that never already got me. But my torps are gonna get the Missouri.
We've destroyed an enemy battleship.
So that is 275k. And it's going to be a completely clean sweep because we have plenty of time to get that Cleveland. And they get a nice little citadel there. And he has a perma-fire plus the Ignacio shooting him. Odin picks him up. Clean 5 kills. Or clean sweep on Ultimate Frontier. You gotta love those kind of matches. Software. It definitely, yeah, the recording software takes some getting used to. I mean, I still haven't learned how to add effects or anything into my videos, so it's just mainly just replays, analysis, and then just no effects, just because I don't really understand it.